Alright, welcome back to the Curse of the Dead Gods, everybody. Hope you're doing well today. Now today, we're going to take on the Temple of the Eagle. It's an introduction, so it's not too hard or anything like that. Pretty short, but it'll give us a nice little kind of view into what's going to go down. Now for this run, we're going to go ahead and switch our weapons to this altar. They're not anything special, really better than what we have equipped right now, but it'll be different than using the sword and the pistol, so you'll get to see that. And for our blessings, oops, we can use this. We have Favor of Sakal on, so it's going to give us a little gold to start with, as well as Perception, so we can keep finding gold as we go. And then the Gust of Agility, so this gives us 5 Dexterity right at the beginning, and we get Haste whenever we get a perfect dodge. Let's go ahead and start the temple. Here we go, Storm Throne. Alright. So we've already got 1,000 gold. We'll start with gold, and then depending on how I'm feeling, we'll go into a weapon shrine, and then follow it up with even more gold. Those little red cross things are healing rooms. I shouldn't need any, but I guess you never know. Alright, entering the noble's quarters. Here we go. So you can notice right off the bat that it's a very different kind of like, I don't want to say theme, but it is different from the Jaguar Temple. There are different types of traps, there are different types of enemies. All of it's kind of sky thunder themed. There we are. Make sure we collect these skulls, we're going to need those. Are you watching, hanging out? What's that? Dodge. I probably didn't need dodge that, actually. Bombs. Yeah, we'll take that. Avoid those. Keep it going. Yeah. Alright, so this thing is a trap as well. If it gets hit by some kind of elemental damage, it'll trigger like that and do like spinning laser beams.
Do you see the phone?
I don't see the phone there.
Well, the green one.
Interesting. Still not sure. But okay. Dodging that. Back in the darkness, so we gotta be careful. I'm always trying to avoid the damage anyways, but it's always important then to avoid it. Now something to keep in mind, right? I'm using the claw, which obviously has a very different set of attacks from the sword. It also has a different charge attack, right? Watch and whoop, big dash charge. But each of the weapons has, like, in addition to just having different movesets, has different properties to its damage. And what I mean by that is, for like the sword, the combo finisher is always a critical hit. On the claw, this charged attack is always a critical hit. And the dagger will do critical damage if you hit them from an enemy from behind. We're gonna go weapon. Let's do it. So when you're at your hub, you can go through like a little help menu deal, and that can tell you what each of the different weapons do. Here we go. Light this up. Keep it going. Alright, let's do some bombs. I'll show you what that's like. 1, 2, 3. So you throw out the bombs, and they explode in a circle. But you gotta be careful because they can actually hurt you. And so if you throw them at like a wall, they bounce off and can hit you and do a little bit of damage, which is always a bummer. Dodge those. Those can add corruption as well. Away from that. Behind him. Parry. Charge behind. Dagger critical damage. It's a pretty nice combo. Because that claw can get you behind the enemy, and then you can follow it up with a dagger attack to do that critical damage. It's ready. Now these guys, they've got a hard shell, and the only way you're going to break them open is by using specific attacks, like the finisher on our dagger. There you go. The bombs could do it as well. It's pretty much any kind of attack that can stagger an enemy, and only so many attacks will do that. Your big weapons will do it, some of your combo finishers. I like Lightning Spear. It also gets some damage thanks to our dexterity. Lightning Hammer's kind of cool too. There's also a different sword, so it has a chance to do fire damage. Attacks from behind deal even more damage, and it has increased critical damage. And the finishers don't cost any stamina, which is kind of nice too, actually. You know, I think I will take that. Sounds kind of fun. Plus, a just random chance to do some fire damage is nice, just because it gives us light, it's extra damage over time, because enemies are burning. So something to keep in mind whenever you're starting through the dungeon or a temple and you're trying to choose like what kind of weapon and things you want is to think about like what you're trying to do, like how are you defeating the temple. And right now, because we don't have so much of a build necessarily, because it's still pretty early, we don't even have all our blessings unlocked, it's kind of just taking whatever we can. And that relic there was actually pretty nice considering our sword has a chance to do fire attacks. So, owie. So it's a nice extra chance for some damage. There we go. There we are. 1, 2, 3. Bam. 2, 3. Dodging that. Back out of there. Stab. Stab. Good. Chop. We can go there, but this wall looked a little funny to me. You can see the vague outline of another path. And there we go. Break it open. The bombs can break open those walls. If you didn't have that, we would have needed that big dude to break it open. Increase weakness duration by a second. That's okay. You know, if we're doing parries, it can be nice. Most of the time, I don't often notice the weakness duration, but if you're really making a build focused around that, which a lot of times is going to come from your weapons and your relics, then you may want that duration. There we are. But yeah, anytime you're trying to pick, like, decide whether you want to take a weapon or item or not, think about what you're doing right now and what's going to help you win. And a big part of what's going to make you win is being able to do enough damage or increase your damage as the temple goes on, and to sustain yourself. Because if you're not taking damage, you don't really have to worry about getting it. But if you're somebody like me who ends up making mistakes, you start kind of playing sloppy and you take little hits here and there, it can be really helpful to have some way to heal yourself. Now this room is an event room. There's a big basin of gold in the center. The faster we can do this, the more gold we get. So there's going to be a bunch of enemies that spawn. We have to defeat all of them. Oh, crap. Parried that. That's good. Okay. Dodging that. Parry. We're going to throw some bombs. 1, 2, 3. Bam. We're not doing very good on time right now, actually. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Took damage there. That's kind of a bummer. We are almost there. Could have definitely gone faster on that, but I spent too long trying to break that shell of the dude, and I wasn't doing it correctly. We'll go for a weapon upgrade, and then into question mark. Maybe a weapon, maybe something else. So part of the map transforms into unknown rooms. So this one can be kind of annoying, so now we don't know what some of those later rooms are. It's not exactly bad. It can be pretty obnoxious if you have a specific path that you're really trying to do. But it also kind of doesn't hurt you, you know? So that's sort of where that curse comes into play. We'll get this guy with the trap. Or, you know, we'll get myself. No big deal. Whatever, right? We'll get this dude with the trap. Nope, it's too far away. Dodging that. There we are. Okay. 2, 3, come on. Dodging that. Oh, he didn't hit him. Dodge. There we are. 1, 4. Oop. I have a lot of trouble with these sword people. For some reason, the way their timings are with their attacks really mess me up. So I'm always trying to parry them, but not doing it. And then they have more range than I give them credit for. There we go. Alright, we could upgrade this. Yeah, we'll probably do that, because the other upgrades are just not very exciting. So we'll do that. We don't need healing, so we'll go for the unknown. Kind of curious to see what we get.
See if we're turning into a king.
Oh, okay. Really? Whoa. Okay, that's kind of cool. You're definitely going to want to camp, you know, during the day. Yep. I would do it. Is this another upgrade one? It is another upgrade one. Okay. Let's upgrade our sword again. We're going to get another curse with it, but I'm not too worried about it. Curses can be kind of fun, too. So there's another type of weapon as well. And they're cursed weapons, and they are generally pretty strong, but they have different effects to them. So the temple can switch appearance at any time and turn into mirror mode, and you gain +5 perception. This one's pretty interesting. I kind of like it simply because I get more perception, and the flip-flop doesn't really bother me. So as far as curses go, this is one that I kind of like. But cursed weapons, so you can find like cursed swords, daggers, etc. for each of the different weapon types. And they're generally pretty strong, and they have special effects to them. They're always kind of unique. So you'll get some that say things like a sword that all of its attacks interrupt the enemies. Because normally a sword does not interrupt foes. So being able to do that with just every regular attack is pretty good. However, what it will also do is each attack costs 5 gold to do. Or each time you get a kill, you gain corruption. So they have really strong effects, but they also have drawbacks. And one of the other effects that all of them have is because they're cursed, and that's kind of like being an elemental. This is another weapon upgrade. We're gonna eat another curse. Let's do it. So they're cursed weapons. So it's kind of like having an elemental type on it. So you have your fire weapons, poison weapons, and you have lightning weapons. And what these cursed ones do is they add to the other elemental effects. Gold puncture. So if we go through a door, we have to pay 300 gold. If we do, we get healed. If we don't pay the gold, we have to then pay life instead. But if you hit a burning enemy with a cursed weapon, it is going to inflict weakness on them. If you hit somebody with a lightning charge on them, it will then cause a lightning strike on them. If you hit a poisoned enemy with a cursed weapon, it's going to keep building up the poison. So they can be really strong with some other weapons, depending on what you have. Go down, please. Dodge. There we go. Let's keep moving. Dodge these. Hold in the corner. Light this up. There are traps everywhere. I can trigger this, hit this dude. I can trigger that, hit that dude. Dodge. Oh, that's another trap. Didn't see it because it was dark. Defeated him, and keep going up. Dodge, dodge again. And we're just going to do agility. We don't need the perception because we're at the very end of the temple. And then when we go through here, we're going to pay 300 gold. We don't really get a choice, but we get healing. And now we'll fight the first champion for the evil. Taca, High Lord of the Storm. Alright, so he does a bunch of lightning things. If you notice, the Eagle Temple is lightning themed. There's that thing on the ground which you do not want to stand in because it will hurt a lot. And then he does that lightning beam. You can you want to strafe it when you start seeing him charge it up so that it doesn't hit you immediately, and then you can dodge around him from there. And you always, if you find yourself like feeling like you're pinned in by these different little lightning storm balls and stuff, don't be afraid to just move away. It's not really a race to finish him, it's more about being safe. So that second attack he does there, he shoots out a bunch of like tracking lightning seekers, and the best way to dodge those is to just dodge through them. So he'll shoot them out, dodge forward through them. They can't turn around fast enough before they discharge. If you mess it up, they can kind of turn on you and then do some damage, but keep it simple, you'll be okay. Alright. Collect some more currency, and that was the Temple of the Eagle. See how we did. Overall, pretty good. Yep, 11 minutes. Plenty of crystal skulls, jade rings. Not bad. 3 perfect runes, 3 gold, 2 blood offerings, a 13 greed streak. Did pretty good. Cool. So we move on. We'll get another blood offering from that, and that'll open up some more things for us. I think it might unlock our 3rd blessing. Let's see here. So 2 new explorations available. Let's open this. Okay, no. So we need 1 more blood offering in order to get that unlocked. So when we do the serpent one, that's going to unlock. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. So thank you for joining me in the introduction to the Eagle. Next one is going to be the intro to the serpent. Take care, everybody.